We've come to understand now that whenever a PRB set is unveiled for the One Piece card game, that we should be getting very, very excited and speculating about what kind of reprints are going to be within that set. But for the second edition of the Premium Booster, Bandai has decided to give us some more things to be excited about. Because not only are we going to be getting reprint cards, we are also getting mechanically new cards that are coming in Premium Booster number 2. So in this video, we are going to go over the 6 brand new super rares that are going to be coming out in this set. My name's Ben Fitzpatrick, I'm a TCG caster, and I just love talking about them. So let's do that right now. Before we go ahead and get into today's video, if you do enjoy it, please feel free to drop a like rating onto it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, like I know nearly 80% of the people that have watched my videos have not done. If you're coming back on the regular and you're enjoying the content, you might as well subscribe. It's completely free to do so, and it helps me out a ton with the support as well. While you're down there, be sure to drop a comment on this video and let me know what cards you are looking forward to that we're discussing in this video, and also check out my link tree, which is in the description, where you can find me on other social platforms. Yes, so PRB02 is going to be releasing at the start of next month. October the 7th, I believe, is the release date for it here in the West. And with it, it's going to bring a bunch of gorgeous cards along with them. All of these alt art treatments of older cards, things like Scratchman of Pooh, Finger Pistol, Gum Gum's Rain and Jet Gatling, Badman's Kit Course, this amazing SP Rebecca that I absolutely love. Maybe I'm a little bit biased because I'm going through Dressrosa at the moment, and it's absolutely breaking my heart. I love it. I think it's up there with one of my top 3 arcs of all time at the moment for One Piece so far. But so many amazing cards. We've got these manga treatments of the 4 Emperors events as well. Come On Will Fight You, Cross Guild, Gum Gum Giant, and My Era Begins. So many amazing old cards returning. But we are focused and worried about new cards here in this video, because for the first time in a Premium Booster set, we are getting new cards being released. It's not just a complete reprint set. So in this video, we're going to go through each of the super rares that are going to be released for each color, because each color in the game is getting one new SR. They're also getting some new rares as well, and that will be a later video that will be coming out more than likely next week ahead of release. So be sure to subscribe for that, as well as a launch day unboxing of a booster box of PRB02. But enough jabbering, let's get into the cards themselves. We're going to start off with one of my most anticipated. This is Trafalgar Law, 6 cost, 7k. It's a Punk Hazard card. So already, big warning signs that are screaming out to me in a good way. Once per turn, if this character would be removed from the field by your opponent's effects, you can give this minus 2000 power during this turn instead, and then when attacking, up to one of your opponent's characters gets minus 2000 power during this turn. This is really nice. I really like this card. It is going to funnel into what I think is going to be one of the most represented decks in the PRB02 format of Red-Green Smoker. Red-Green Smoker has been hanging in there over the past format or so. Got a little bit of popularity in OP11 as well. OP12, it's been a little bit rarer to see in the top tables in these early stages, but this card is going to be absolutely amazing for it. Especially because if you consider and remember that not only does Smoker get the Donry stand if you have a character with 7,000 power or more on board, so Law ticks the box, but it also gives that power boost on your opponent's turn to Navy and Punk Hazard type characters, and Law is a Punk Hazard type character, So this reduction that we're using here as a protection effect is kind of accounted for by the Smoker's second leader ability on your opponent's turn. It can just kind of hover around this 6 to 7k base, which can be very, very difficult still for your opponent to then attack into the good old-fashioned way. And then giving the opportunity to give one of your opponent's characters minus 2000 during this turn will combine very, very nicely with things like Monet and Gum Gum Mole Pistol as well. So lore is going to be very, very good indeed. And the alt artwork for this, another absolute masterclass by Akira Agawa on art design. I need this. I need this in my collection. I don't know if I actually have an Akira Agawa artwork card in my collection yet. I'll have to go back and check once I've finished recording this video. But I need this one. And especially, as I said, I'm watching through Dressrosa at the moment in the anime. I've finally gotten through Lore and Rosinante's backstory. And oh my god, I am so vindicated on my love for Trafalgar Law. He is overtaking to become one of my favorite, if not my absolute favorite character in One Piece in general. I absolutely love Law, and I'm so glad that we are getting this new card for him in PRB02. So that's what red is going to be getting. Green is going to be getting a really interesting card, and unfortunately the translation isn't loading here. Let me try and maybe command click and open it in a new tab. Nope, it's just going to show us the Japanese. So let me instead do a little zoom deal here. Okay, so we've got a new mono green Luffy that's coming out. 4 cost 5k, your turn on play. If your leader is multicolored and your opponent has 7 or less Don on their field, at the start of your opponent's next main phase, your opponent rests one of their active Don. So we've kind of got a Magellan-like effect. It's not completely subtracting the Don, but it is stopping the Don from being activated, so they are playing with 1 less Don during that turn. And if you're playing this on curve, you're always going to be hitting that 7 or less Don range. It's a really, really interesting card. When I first saw this getting revealed from Japan, I was very, very scared. I was very fearful because I thought, oh god, green-purple Luffy has got yet another really, really good tool and another really, really good card. And I think it is still a really, really good card. But with a lot of things like Jewelry Bonnie running around in the format at the moment to be able to restand Don, its impact might be lessened a little bit. It depends on how popular that Bonnie continues to be in the little 1 month of the PRB02 format that we're going to have, because straight after that, if you missed my last video, we'll be heading basically into OP13. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. Luffy does certainly seem pretty good, and it's another tool for green-purple Luffy, which is still pretty popular at the moment in the OP12 format, as a lot of viable decks are at the moment as well. It's an absolute crazy open meta, which, as someone who's a caster and has casting experience in the game at the moment, it's very, very good to see indeed. Next, we've got Marco for blue, a 4 cost 6k blocker, which is nice and simple. On KO, draw 2 cards. Nice and easy, nice and simple. Not type locked either with this effect to Whitebeard Pirates or anything like that. So just a nice, simple, staple blue card for consistency. I like the idea of this. I like the sound of this card. Obviously, Ace and Newgate is going to see a good usage and versatility out of this card as well, with it having Whitebeard Pirates as a part of its typing. So I expect to see this card getting slotted into that deck, but I also expect to see this card getting slotted into a couple of other different blue decks. This is another card as well that blue-purple Luffy, if it continues to stay as prevalent and as unbanned as it is at the moment, then I could certainly see this card being put in here as well. It doesn't seem like a bad idea to go Sanji into Marco and have this blocker just sit there and be ready to run in the way of an attack to draw you another 2 cards. That seems totally fine to me. Other blue decks, Kuzan probably isn't going to be... Oh, I don't know, Kuzan could maybe run this. It's very, very out of engine, but it can refresh your hand a little bit if you're getting towards the later stages of the game and you've been discarding away card after card after card for the Navy effects. So maybe it could be spicy in Mono Blue Kuzan indeed. Let me know down in the comments what you think about the idea of that. I might be talking absolute nonsense, and that's not going to be the case, but it's the beauty of a new set being released in a card game. Next up, we've got Charlotte Pudding, and this one looks really, really interesting. It's a 7-cost 5k body, which already initially you'd look at that stat line and go, that's a little bit awkward. I'm not 100% sure if I'm a fan of paying more Don than what I'm getting for power at super rare as well. But then you think, well, okay, generally quite a lot of those super rare style cards have some pretty good effects, right? Shirahoshi, Capone Gang Beige, Rebecca from OP10, they're generally pretty okay. So have a listen to this effect. On play, Don -2. If your leader has the Big Mom Pirates type, and your opponent has 6 or more Don on their field, draw 2. Then play up to 1 Big Mom Pirates type character with a power of 6 to 8,000 from your hand. So you're losing 2 Don, yes, but you're gaining 2 cards in hand, so you're a net +1 in hand by the time that you've played this down, and then you get to play a Big Mom Pirates type character. So you end at net 0, but you've seen 2 more cards, you've got another Big Mom Pirates type character out onto the board, which more than likely at this power range is going to be either the purple or yellow Charlotte Katakuri, because 8-cost Katakuri is an 8k body, and you've got a 5k body still on the board as well from this Charlotte Pudding itself. This card looks very sneaky. I like the sound of this. Obviously, we all know how good the 8-cost purple Katakuri is, with it being so strong in blue-purple Luffy, strong enough to have a forbidden pair applied to it. But this being also able to cheat out the 8-cost yellow Katakuri, the secret rare from OP03, as well as some potential other Big Mom Pirates type cards as well, this could be fun. This could be a really, really interesting one. Purple Yellow Pudding we haven't seen in ages and ages and ages. So is this going to be enough to bring it back and bring the yellow Big Mom Pirates into the fray again? It potentially could be. I mean, we've just seen during Bandai Card Games Fest in Dallas this past weekend a mono yellow Katakuri getting all the way up to, I believe, top 8 this weekend that's just gone at the time of recording this video. So Purple Yellow Pudding could maybe play a little bit of a part in future. Next up, we've got Sabo in Mono Black, a 6-cost 6k that has the effect, if you play this card in hand, if you pay 15 more in trash, so if you have 15 more in trash and you play this card from your hand, it gets a 3-cost reduction, and it's a blocker as well. And it's a 2k counter. So essentially, Black has gotten 6-cost Sanji in a roundabout way. I think it's a little bit easier to turn on than 6-cost Sanji as well, because with the Sanji, you're relying on having less Don than your opponent to get that reduction in hand. This, it's all about cards in trash. And one of the decks that this card has been seeing a lot of play in over in Japan is Emu. because you're trying to get, and you're naturally getting, quite a lot of cards in the trash via the searcher effects, either in the event or the Saint Shalia. You're trying to trash away as well for the empty throne, the plus 1k leader boost effect that you get if you have, I think it's 19 cards that are in the trash for the empty throne stage. It's just a solid card. It's just a really, really solid card, even just as a 2k counter to pitch away. And as a 6-cost 6k blocker, it's also arguably totally fine. I'm hopeful that maybe it also gives Dressrosa itself a little bit of a resurgence, either via Rebecca or Usopp, but this card is going to shine when OP13 does get released. As I said, when Emu makes his way into the stage, this is going to be a card that you are going to have to be aware of. Finally, we've got to talk about Yellow's super rare, and this one's really interesting to me. It's Boa Hancock, 5-cost 7k, film, 7 Warlords of the Sea, and Kuja Pirates typings. On play, you may discard 1 card with trigger from your hand. Your opponent's rested leader or character, other than Luffy, cannot attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. We've also got a trigger to pop a 4-cost or less on your opponent's side of the board. When I first saw this card getting revealed, again, I was really interested in this, because I was like, okay, so we're now not only giving Yellow, obviously, the trigger effects, but we're also giving Yellow stun, which we've seen with a card like Carrot in green and in Jewelry Bonnie, just how good that stunning can be for tempo. And this isn't restricted to any kind of cost. It's just this leader or character, as long as it's not a Luffy, just isn't going to be able to attack until the end of the next turn. And it's a 5-cost 7k as well, so it's really nicely statted for the card itself in its attacking capability. The one thing that I wish this had is maybe a different trait or two. 7 Warlords of the Sea. We don't have many 7 Warlords of the Sea. I don't think any 7 Warlords of the Sea leaders that are in yellow at the moment. I can't remember if Lakers Croc is 7 Warlords as well as Baroque Works. Kuja Pirates, we definitely don't have a yellow leader for, and the same with Film as well. It's only been green or red-purple with Uta from the top of my head. Or mono-red Uta as well, the promo, I think. So I think this card is going to be a wait-and-see card, in all honesty. At least for it to see, like, a bunch of play. I think it will see a little bit of play. I think people are going to experiment with it. Maybe in something like Vegapunk, working with a card like Derashi. Derashi draw a load of cards with trigger from hand, and then use this to trash away, say, like, the 5-cost Vegapunk blocker, so that it's there sat ready for Ira Quasar help. Might see a little bit of play in that regard. But I think this is going to be a wait-and-see card, because I think OP14 is going to give us a yellow 7 Warlords of the Sea leader. That set is apparently, according to distributors, going to be themed around the 7 Warlords. So if each Warlord is going to get a leader in that set, it stands to reason that one of them is going to be yellow, and that there's going to be some kind of yellow 7 Warlords of the Sea searching character or event that is going to be unveiled in that set. That, or it's going to be a part of the second half of EBO4, which we presume from doing maths and context clues will be released in OP15, the Skypiea set that we will be getting in quite some time. But those are the super rares that are coming out that are new in PRB02. If I had to give my top 3, I think number 1 has to go to Law. I think this card is absolutely amazing and is definitely the deck that I think I'm going to be playing during PRB02 is Red Green Smoker. I'm already on the hunt for the Alt Art Leader. And for those that might already have it and want a Sanji Alt Art Leader from OP12, I'm more than happy to do a 1-for-1 trade. Let me know down in the comments. I think second is probably Sabo for its consistency. And honestly, I think third is Pudding. I really like this card. And the ability to get 2 bodies out onto the board for what is essentially 5 Don. They're strong characters. You're seeing 2 cards as well. I really like the look of Charlotte Pudding. But let me know down in the comments section if you agree with me or disagree with me. Are there any cards that I may be overhyping? Are there any cards that I'm underrating at all? The comment section is where you can let me know. While you're down there doing that though, if you did find yourself enjoying this video, please feel free to go ahead and drop a like rating on it. Subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't already for more One Piece card game and other TCG related content. Like I said, we will have a video going up next week about all of the new rare cards that are going to be coming in PRB02, because there's some really, really exciting ones, as well as a release day booster box opening of PRB02 itself as well. We're going to be rare hunting for all of these gorgeous alt art treatments of existing cards for us. But that's going to do it then for this video today. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next time, we'll see you soon. Goodbye for now.